Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 320. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan. We're going to stay on topic by keeping it on theme. Now, hit our theme song! Theme song. Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
We are back. What is going down?
A whole ton is going down. We've got another Wednesday recording, even though it's Sunday, and we're recording way into the future so that we can air this on Wednesday so that we can go to Magic Fest Bellevue. Super special bonus episode for the people out in the nation today. But before we get to any of that good stuff, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, who now follow me on Twitter. They're a source for all your gaming needs.
Very much so. And I've got stuff coming in the mail from FusionGamingOnline.com for people in Bellevue that has to get here. I've painted up real fast, and I'm going to bring it to them. And to get that stuff to me, I used CCO Spring promo code at checkout, save 5%.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to buy it anyways.
Yeah, and then you save some money on it.
Some money.
Now Fusion knows that partnering with us was sweet and a good idea.
Yeah, and if you're spending over $100 Canadian, which is like $4.75 American,
it's like super easy.
It's like 15 euro. It's like 3.03 pounds.
That's like 18 yen.
Yeah. If you're doing that, you can use CCO Perks promo code and get 10% kickback. And you can stack those two. So you can save 5%. And if it's still over $100, you can get your 10% kickback.
And then you can buy more stuff.
Yeah.
Which you get 5% off on.
There it is.
Amazing. You know, you can use the 5% that you've saved, virtually 10% you've now saved. You can go out and buy this really cool sandwich spread that I just learned about that's made out of marshmallows.
A marshmallow sandwich spread.
Well, I didn't know that was a thing. Apparently, it's been around forever.
It's like liquid.
With marshmallow in a jar.
Liquidy. It's like peanut butter, but it's marshmallows.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you know about this?
No.
Because I didn't know about this. I learned about it on a stream last night, playing with Von Doom.
Oh. I don't like marshmallows.
I kind of only sort of like marshmallows, but I will certainly get marshmallow spread. I am a grown-ass man, and I can do whatever I want.
Can I Google marshmallow spread and expect something dirty to come up?
Absolutely you can. Have you ever listened to this show? Most things that we say, if Googled, will result in something not safe for work. So if you're going to Google marshmallow spread, although to be fair, the first thing that pops up is an ad so that you can buy marshmallow spread. If you go down a little bit, I promise you're going to see something just...
Page 3 or 4.
Just the worst.
Save search off.
Yeah, it'll change your day.
Well, speaking of have you ever watched this show before? If you haven't and this is your first one, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Subscribe on YouTube since you're watching anyways, and it's only one button.
Yeah, you can just desecrate the like button or the subscribe button.
Yes, you can give it a marshmallow spread. And
see how good it is. It's very dirty.
That's it. If you want to follow us on Twitter, at CCO Podcast, at CCO Brando, commandercookout@gmail.com if you have something longer form, and if you want to help support the show because you like the content that much, patreon.com/CCO Podcast is a great place to be. Lots of benefits. We're going to get to that in a second, to the nicknames that is. Yeah.
Benefits.
But sign-up gifts are available, CCO stickers, CCO tokens, that kind of stuff. And the best one is the Discord, where everybody hangs out, everybody's really nice, everybody's cool, and you can vote on decks for Sidewalk Slam.
Yeah, we're going to go record that after the show and vote it on by all of you. We got some kind of sapperling bullshit.
Yep.
And the Super Shitter Gang brothers.
Super Shitter Gang brothers, painted like yours truly and yours truly.
Yeah, if you want to see that, you'll have to watch it on YouTube, which you should be because it's really good.
Yep.
And you get to see a cool paint job that's got like Goblin Us on a card, which is really neat.
Yep. And I don't want to give too much away about the other decks or who else is playing, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Editor Tyler puts those together. We're going to meet Tyler in Bellevue. The last time we saw Tyler was right when we did our Kickstarter.
Oh, he was
glorious long locks of hair. Very beautiful man.
Yeah. We were talking...
Not to downplay the beauty of Editor Joe, who does this. Yes. Editor Joe is a sexy man. He can throw a Frisbee a long way.
Yes. Yeah, he was talking about how far he can throw Frisbees and shit.
Yep.
They're like specially made Frisbees. They're probably motorized.
Probably motorized. He probably shoots them out of a gun.
Probably does,
a gun shooting Frisbee.
He's got one of those things for when you shoot the Frisbee up and then you shoot it with a gun. What is that, skeet?
That's skeeting. Don't Google that.
Don't Google that. But That's probably what Joe. He probably just drags the frisbee cannon along behind him and just.
Yeah, that's what he's got like a scope on it to aim it right at the the pin that you throw at in disc golf.
It's got a computer on it that gauges the wind resistance so we can aim for him. Oh man.
Yep. It's like a skeet shooter, yeah, or like a pitching machine, like a baseball pitching machine, but for frisbees.
That'd be neat.
Fucking Joe. Probably just tweet cheats the whole time.
Probably does. It's from Winnipeg.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say something. Oh. I want a shirt that says Commander Cookout Podcast. Don't Google that. It'd be a cool shirt, right?
Why, don't we want people to Google it, though? No, when you tell people not to do something, it always
they're going to
makes
say,
them do it.
why shouldn't I Google that? And then they'll Google it, and then they'll find us, and then it'll be super funny.
It'll
It's
be
like
super awesome.
It's like, telling a kid to not do that, or you can't do that, and then like they try to prove you wrong.
Yeah, there's no way you're going to go play that gig. You're doing your homework, and then they're in the car driving with their bandmates, and you're throwing fucking meatballs at the back of the car trying to get them to come back. Never works.
It's a very specific set of circumstances.
Yeah, that's how I do things.
I'm a very big proponent for doing something because you thought that I wasn't going to be able to, just to say I can do it, not to prove you wrong, not to one up you, not to do any of that, but just because somebody thinks I can't, I want to be able to be the one that does do it.
Oh, see, and I'm definitely the one that does that kind of stuff out of spite. Pure spite. I will spite succeed.
Spite seed?
I will not succeed in spite of you. I will succeed to spite you.
Well,
and that's why I'm here.
It gives you motivation. Yeah, because everybody's like, you guys suck. These shows crappy.
Nobody says that, do they?
No, they don't. They don't. And you know who doesn't? You know who don't say that? These two new patrons that we got to thank.
Oh, cool. Okay.
One's a returner with an excellent nickname.
One of my top, I don't know the number of top, but it's way up near the top.
Just say top 5.
Top 5 nicknames.
Top 5 nicknames, which is a benefit, give them the air quotes. Benefits of being a patron of the show is you get your CCO nickname.
Yep.
And Mike Flucher.
Or as we affectionately refer to him
back.
as, Meat Flute.
Meat Flute.
Oh, I love that. It feels so good to say. It feels so good to be able to say Meat Flute again.
Can we Google it?
No.
No.
Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. That's why it's
No.
my favorite one. And it's super easy to remember. And it's a great takeoff of his real name.
Yes, and you know what's fantastic is we don't have any of our regular setup today. We recorded the pre-show with these mics instead of mine.
Yep.
We don't have my computer for notes. We don't have our camera stand tripod thing, so
Nope.
that's why we're at a different angle, which I kind of like because we're pretty close together. It's high and tight, if you will.
I had to adjust my work chair.
Yep.
And I don't know if I can readjust it. Because I like it when it's really high and my feet dangle off the floor.
Which is like 4 inches
Yeah.
of height, I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, man, so good when Jason burns you for being short. And anyways, I have an actual piece of paper instead of my computer. And our other patron, there's like 7 consonants in a row here. So I'm just going to try and do it. He knows who he is. You know who he is. This is Jesse Wozniczka. I think I got it.
What?
Wozniczka.
Jesse.
This is New Jesse from our LGS. Remember? New Jesse?
It's fuzzy. It's fuzzy something. There's definitely something fuzzy involved.
Wozniczka?
Yep.
Fuzzniczka?
Fuzzniczka. That sounds kind of dirty, actually. I kind of like that.
I want to get a Fuzzniczka.
Jess Fuzzniczka.
Yeah,
That means he's either a comment on his grooming habits, which are fine. I mean, do what you want to do.
Some guys are into bears. Some chicks are into bears. I think less girls are into bears than guys that are into bears. Hey, that's probably right?
Bears are awesome. They're like the coolest animal. They like dig holes and then lay in them and stuff.
We are talking about different kinds of bears. Jesse Wozniczka.
Fuzzniczka,
yeah. The new Jesse.
New Jesse.
New Jesse. I'm just going to keep calling him New Jesse.
We're calling him New Fuzz.
New Fuzz. Ooh, don't Google that either.
Yeah, that's a puberty joke.
Lots of don't Googles today.
Yeah, we're in fine form. It's because we're back recording in the morning, you see.
Yeah.
During a heat wave when we've been consuming beer instead of water. And it's like, went to a patio yesterday, 37 degrees. I drank a beer that was like this big.
I thought you were going to say 37 beer.
No, I wish. I only had one big one.
Yeah, I went up to the lake and did a bunch of cabin rentals and stuff. Like an excavator dug up half my parents' yard, and I was like squaring off the bottoms of where he dug to put forms in and cutting old electrical wires. Found a live one. Found a live wire. Didn't cut that one.
Good call.
Yep.
Solid move.
But 37 beers would be accurate.
Yeah.
When I would describe the number of beers my brother and I drank. And he's like a mammoth. He's a lummox. He's like so huge.
Oh, yeah.
So he just like puts beer away like it's his job.
I had one for breakfast yesterday.
Hey!
And then I had another one, like that giant one at the restaurant. And then I was on a stream with Von Doom and Giraffe.
You put
and
yourself on.
Amanda.
I like her.
And then she's great. She was very fun. She won both games, which I'm going to fix her little red wagon. But
Google that.
no, it's not a sex thing. Like, I bet you she has a wagon that is probably broken because it's old, because I don't really make wagons anymore. I would fix it for her and then beat the crap out of her at Magic. Yeah.
So, speaking of Magic, we are a Magic the Gathering podcast. We say we're going to stay on topic, on theme, etc. We totally haven't.
Lies.
We're 10 minutes in. We have got, actually, the theme page for EDH Rec open.
Yeah.
And we don't do a whole ton of EDH Rec talk, I guess.
Yeah.
We do a little bit in the Spice Calculator when we do a deck tech.
Because they're the what's the word?
The de facto place where people check like
Is it the
deck stuff, right?
Is it the hub? That's
Yeah.
not the word I want to use though.
But that's what they are.
I'm going to think about this word.
A conglomerate?
I'm just going to yell it at some point. When the word's going to dawn on me, I'm just going to yell it into the mic.
Hub works. So Hub works
Yeah, we
for
use
the
Hub-
time being.
we use Hub
EDH
for
Rec
now.
is a hub of knowledge where you can go and see what the hive mind has collectively or on average come up with. I'm explaining EDH Rec like anybody who's listening to a Magic podcast doesn't know what that is. But
Maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe they're new.
yeah,
Maybe
we
they're
use it for
new.
the Spice Calculator. We've done some stuff with them in the past, like on EDH Recast, who gave us a shout out twice in their show, called us the Goons from Saskatoon.
We are that.
So big thanks to Dana for making that up, because that's
That's
fantastic.
solid, yeah.
Yeah, that might be a shirt. That might be a
think?
T-shirt. Commander Cookout, the Goons from Saskatoon.
Would it have like a picture of one of us like jerseying possibly Dana and just feeding him uppies?
Yeah.
That's a hockey thing, right?
You can jersey Max Crandell and I'll jersey Dana. Yeah. Anyways, we used EDH Rec for Spice Calculator,
Uh-huh.
and you can download the Spice Calculator on commandercookout.com and get the stickers so you can write what your spice
Oh,
rating
you can
is.
buy a spice rating sticker for your
Yeah,
deck box.
yeah, that's it. But today we've got the themes page up, and we want to talk about themes. That's a bad way to do it, but our LGS just moved, so
Yep.
they're open again. We're back playing in the store. We've gone to, by the time you're listening to this, we've gone to 3 events this summer.
Like 38 events in
And-
31 days.
And we're doing another one like the week after we get back or whatever, like the face-to-face in Saskatoon is
Oh,
another
yeah.
event. At least it's here.
Yeah, at least we don't have to travel for 100 hours.
And
Did you
we-
get the email that says all the things we have to do to get on the airplane? We have to talk about that because it kind of...
Yeah, we just go and it's
worrisome.
fine. Yeah, fucking airplanes. I hate them.
I just want to get on an airplane and fly around like I'm supposed to.
Yeah, and we will. So we've got the themes page up here, and we see like top themes are artifacts with 42,000 decks, life gain 42,000 decks, treasures 34,000 decks, and
It blows my mind that life gain is that high.
Yeah, I
know
think
what I
it's
mean?
I think it's just decks that like have lots of things that gain life, right? Like there's got to be
let's
I
see.
don't know how it works. We're not programmers and I don't care really how it works. I want to talk about if this is accurate according to like our experiences and give some of our intel when we go to an event or when you go to an event, what to expect based on our experiences, because we go to lots of shows, right? Or shows. We go to lots of events and we play at F&M. Lots. Like how many times you played F&M last year? 50? 45?
Well, last year might be a...
Oh, well. Okay, how
You
many?
know, on average, we play like 49 weeks a year.
Yeah. And you and Alex probably go as much as anybody.
Yeah.
right? And maybe 5-color mono white angel Aaron.
Yep.
And new Jesse goes lots when he's not working.
Yep.
Matt O goes like
Matt O's-
every time.
Yeah, Matt O's got the crown for being there the most.
Yeah, and the earliest. So our experience with these, I guess, popular ways to build, and then our experience at bigger events like a Command Fest or like the Fusion 5K that we went to last week.
Yeah.
How does that compare to the LGS? Or how does that compare to being at home and playing with your friends?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Where do you want to start? From the bottom and go up, or what?
Do we want to... Let's start at the top.
No. I mean, like start like at the kitchen table and the LGS table.
Well, I don't know. I figure small tables is usually the best because those are the ones that I think you're going to see more thematic stuff. more kooky builds, more wild stuff, more like, yo, I'm gonna try to build a deck that's. Hang on, I saw one on here that really like tickled my pickle.
Well, search for it, and I'll ask the question.
There it is.
Do you see more diversity at the LGS and kitchen table, or do you see more diversity in decks at the Command Fest table? Randomly sitting down with whatever.
I see not much more, but I think I see more at. I mean, maybe our table is skewed because of us, but like, I think at home and at the LGS, I've seen more like kooky stuff.
Oh, yeah?
I've seen more crab tribal, more frog tribal, more mutate.deck, more, and those are all decks that like physically exist. More like everything frost holds your guy.
Oh yeah, taps you for 2 turns, or like Jay is a kind of a good gauge on this because he's got like mono red deck that he can change out into different things.
Yeah,
and he's got like that mono black demon kind of life drain deck.
Yeah,
it's like a kind of a burn deck, but it's black.
Yeah,
and mono white 5-color angel. Aaron mentioned him already, but he's got a mono white 5-color angel deck.
Yeah.
The Morphone is the commander, so it's 5-color, but it's actually mono white.
Yeah.
Peek behind the curtain. That's why we call him that. So, okay, we've got a diverse spread, a good swath of different kinds of decks and players.
And it's not to say that you're not going to see those at a big event, but when you look at the big themes that we see on edhdirect.com, stuff like artifacts and treasures, you'll probably see that kind of stuff at a Magic. It was like, this is my artifact deck. And it's like, oh, great, we're playing sweet, you have a Brea combo or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas when you go to a place like a Magic Fest or a kitchen table, you're probably going to see somebody that like every single permanent spell in this whole deck is a snow permanent.
Yeah.
Right? Or everything is a historic spell, or clone.deck.
Yeah.
Or
he's going down the themes page.
Yeah, I'm just going down there. Madness
deck. Well, you might see a Madness deck at the CEDH tables at a big event because Angie Falconrath. Hey.
Yeah, real good.
Yeah, that's a Madness deck.
Or what about Rat Colony? You might see Rat Colony too. I don't know why you'd.
Oh wow, Rat Colony. Maybe you see it because that was the hint from the pre-show. Yeah. If you got it, that's the pre-show game. If you're new, you can watch the CCO pre-show on Mondays and guess the card that we're hinting at. You get entered to win some of our prizes for free.
Our prizes are sweet.
Super fun.
Yep.
I think, and not to get too far away from the kitchen table LGS portion, but I think when you go to those big events with thousands of people at them, you see more artifact decks, more treasure decks, more aristocrats decks, because those are the decks that you can make good.
Yeah.
Right? I can't really make Crab Tribal good without leaning into other themes like Crater Hoof Behemoth and taking crabs out and putting in an artifact combo or something, right?
You could do treasure crabs.
Yep.
You could do that.
Then it's a treasure deck.
You could do Mecha Crab. That would be an artifact deck. You could do
Aristocrabs.
There it is.
I could.
See? Amazing.
And then I'm playing Blood Artist, Zulaport Cutthroat, Pitiless Plunderer, Cruel Celebrant. Yeah. I'm playing all of those things and the creatures that are dying or sacrificing and reanimating probably are just happen to be crabs.
Yeah.
And then it's more of an aristocrats deck than it is a thing. So I would have no issues playing crabs at the LGS or at my kitchen table when we're playing lower powered jank fun games or new decks where players are testing. But if I go to an event, I would expect to not have very many people say that, yes, your crab deck is going to be well matched against my deck because I'm playing artifacts or treasures or discard tribal or even like vehicles is better, right? and more of a solid theme that you can build around than crabs by creature type.
Yes.
So I don't know. I think that's fine though. I think that the LGS, for lack of a better term, is a good place to like for safe gameplay where you can just go and do whatever you want. Yeah. And over time, like Lord of Tressorhorn started out like Crab Tribal did, and it morphed into everything dies tribal. And now it's good. Brando says it's good all the time. Better than I say it is.
It's very good.
And that's where it started.
Way better than he says it is too. Even when he's about to play it, he underplays it.
Not on purpose. Because now, well, here's the thing. Now, whenever I play it, if I'm playing it at a bigger event like a face-to-face open or a command fest, I say that it started out as a jank thing, but now I'm playing it here because it's better than it used to be.
Yeah.
Now it's like it can kill you in one hit, like if I give Lord of Tressorhorn Infect, because you got 10 power. Do you have any decks like that started bad but got good, Scrub?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tana, the butt sewer is like that. And I think AV, the ooze thing, I think it's actually gotten a little bit more stout than I meant it to.
You know what? The high end of that deck, we played a game after last week's Sidewalk Slam where Brando... Oh, man, what did you do?
I Genesis Waved for 18, and then I got the Genesis Wave back, and I Genesis Waved for 24 more, and then I Genesis Waved for the rest of my deck. Just for fun. I didn't have to do that last one, but I did it anyway.
Yep.
That's how you storm, baby.
You meant to... Did you mean for that to be a storm deck? Because it kind of turned into a combo deck, didn't it?
No, it is a storm deck.
You meant that?
Oh, yeah.
You meant for that to happen?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a storm deck. It just storms with spells that cost 7, so it has to make...
Lots of mana. Yeah. And was that... Did you mean for it to be lower powered, but now it's not? Like my Lord of Tressorhorn deck?
Well, I still think it's low enough power that you can kind of jam it wherever.
Yeah.
But, like, the top end of that deck is out...
in the stratosphere.
Yeah, it's insane. And it gets there a little more often than I think I'd like. Like, I'll get the Storm turn that's like, haha, I have 10 oozes at the end of it. And it's like, they're all big and scary and whatever. But... there's also times where it's like I have 10 oozes and then it's like, oh, I guess I also draw 26 cards and I can play all of them right now, so I might as well, and I'll make 26 more oozes and die.
Dun, da, da, da.
Yeah, oops.
Oh, I'll just drop this Concordant Crossroads and you're all going to die.
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you think that that's a trap that people could like get into or they should avoid? Like I've got this jank deck. We talked about it on Top 5 and 5 not too long ago where you have your casual deck and it's a little bit of a mistake or a trap to just continue always improving it and making it better because it's like your good deck. Never saying your deck is done. Do you think that this is a thing that people should actively watch out for?
I think so, maybe. I think
on decks that aren't your best deck.
Yeah, when you don't want something to be a certain power level, I think even when you think you're not doing that, I think that some people do fall into the pit. And again, I just illustrated that I did, where
and me too.
Suddenly your deck is way better than you mean it to be. And it's not that I can't play this anymore, it's too good. But it's like, well, now I feel like you're either pub stomping somebody or... and it kind of feels bad to do those sorts of things. And I think that taking it back to the theme conversation, I think that some themes are significantly more likely to land you in that pitfall than others. Like if you want to do the treasure deck, treasures are real good. Like I've accidentally killed people just by making treasures in at least 3 games since I built a deck that has like a treasure sub-theme in it, and it wasn't even hard. And
just because they make so much mana?
Well, they make so much mana, and now they've got a bunch of stuff where like you can use treasures to draw cards, and you can use treasures more specifically to do damage.
Ooh, yeah, or that one deck that Aiden has that if you have all your artifact tokens become like 4/4 creatures.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden your 10 treasures are dealing 40 damage. Yeah, tapped out. Hey, I guess I'll play. What the heck is that card called? I know what the picture is. It's from Modern Horizons.
It's not March of the Machines. It's some kind of March of the Machines. But it's like
March of the Machines, yeah, which is another one that you could just use.
Well, no, then there's 0 zeros. And
that would not work.
That would be a bad idea. But the point is you can fall down into those traps. Whereas like when you're playing something that's, I'm looking at the thing here. Like what's one that you could?
Well, I'm looking at blink decks. Lots of blink decks end the game with combos.
Yeah.
Right, where you blink 2 guys that blink on ETB and they just blink each other forever.
Long ass dirtily combos.
And you're playing it with like, well, if you play it with Soul Sisters, you gain infinite life, then Ether Flux everybody. That's a common way that we've probably both died, infinite ETB, LTB, draw my whole deck type things, and then you just use whatever combo that you draw into.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing.
And then we're looking at these other ones. Snow was one that we used earlier. Like you're probably not going to get a deck that's going to get way out of hand accidentally playing only snow permanents. Because, there's a finite number of them that are good. And you'll probably have to play all of them in your deck.
Yep.
And then, or mutate. I'm living proof. I have factual evidence that mutate kind of isn't the best in EDH. It's fun. It's lots of fun to play. But like the power level is very, very low.
Yep.
And to make it... oops, this is too good, what you're probably going to end up cutting from the deck are the mutate creatures for just better creatures that you're going to mutate onto later.
Yeah.
And then you just don't.
Yeah, or then all of a sudden you're cutting some of the lower powered, same power level as mutate cards for something like a Tef's Protection and a Fierce Guardianship and a Deflecting SWAT, and then all of a sudden Force of Will and Pact of Negation, and all of a sudden you're playing like...
I have to protect my mutate pile, damn it!
for free when I'm attacking out and tapped out, and then you're playing the who's who of CEDH interaction and removal, which again is fine, but in a deck that you say is mutate, and then people have an idea of what that is, they don't necessarily expect to see Force of Will, Fierce Guardianship, Pact of Negation, Force of Negation. They don't expect to see those things in a mutate deck.
And you know what? I'm thinking about it again, using my mutate deck as an example. We could maybe put a link in the comments if anybody wants to take a look at the new one.
We've done it. You can search Commander Cookout Mutate. You can find Brando's deck.
And oh boy, would it not matter? It's like, check out my 7/7, sucker. And they're like, I'll kill it. Force of Negation, punk ass bitch! And that's...
Is that what you do?
Oh, yeah.
You got Force of Negation in there?
No.
Oh.
No, but I could. I would protect my 7/7. And it's only a 7/7 because it has 6 +1/+1 counters on it.
Because you mutated those on there.
Because I mutated it on there, yes.
I don't know what point you're trying to make there.
The point is those decks, even when you try, like if you tried to make them super stout and super resilient, because as long as you're leaning hard into the mutate theme, your deck isn't going to get that good.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're leaning heavy into
artifact theme, and you're playing the who's who of
the best
CEDH removal,
now
you have a good deck.
Now your deck is the real shit. Or even like legendary stuff or historic things. That's artifact too.
Yeah.
Right? And like your decks, it could get way out of hand just by leaning into your theme as opposed to a lower powered one where like top deck manipulation. Yes, that would be really good, but is it going to
win you
blow
the game
open?
No.
Maybe,
no.
but probably not.
You know what?
Miracles, I guess, is a thing.
Miracles is a thing, and things like Yuriko and the Yannette, the one that cares about odd numbered stuff, those are the top deck commanders. And you know what's funny is we've clicked through a lot of the themes, some of the popular ones and some of the not so popular themes, and then you see things like first commander in that theme has 7,000 decks on EDH.
Yeah.
Then the second most popular has 2,000. Then 2,000, and then the fourth most popular is like 100 decks.
Man, Stacks has been held way down. Hey, best one's still Grand Arbiter, Augustin the 4th, and then derivative. Oh, I have a Lavinia deck, no Stacks in it.
Oh, see, I told you, people have a certain expectation, and the opposite is true.
Damn it!
If I said Grand Arbiter, what would you think I was playing? Stacks. But you know me, so it would be Advisor Tribal. When you say you have a Lavinia of the 10th deck, what do I think?
Probably
Stacks, right?
It's like the opposite. This is like trash.
It is.
I'm stacksing myself because my deck is so bad.
You've got stacks of trash.
Yes. And what I tell people is the only reason that she's the commander of that deck is because it's the good blue legend that I had.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Here's the question then is... building around a theme. Oh, here's another one. If I said I have a Brea deck, what do you think? It's an artifact combo deck?
It's a dirty, stinky artifact combo deck.
What if it was like Thopters? Or what if it was artifacts that cost 0? Yeah, you might still think it was a combo
Cheerios,
deck.
yeah, I still think it's a combo deck.
Okay, then the question then becomes, is building around a theme or referencing a theme when you're doing like a Rule Zero chat, is referencing your theme a bad thing? Is it bad to say I have an artifact deck?
I think it's an uninformative thing.
Ooh.
Unless you're being like it's kind of one of those superfluous things. Oh, this is my dragon deck. Well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, is it a deck where you just jam a bunch of dragons that you think are cool?
Or is it a Dragonstorm Lathless combo deck?
Exactly.
Like, what is it?
Because both of those things technically are dragon decks.
Yep.
Right? Artifact decks can be all sorts of things. They can be Cheerios creatures that you try and equip and pump up and swing in with them and try and make them cool. Mm-hmm. Or it could just be like the grinding station combo that you assemble in one turn and then you win.
My Advisor Tribal deck could also be a mill deck if I'm playing 25 Persistent Petitioners.
Yeah, which you are.
Which I would be. Yes, I love to do that kind of thing. I should put 1 Persistent Petitioners in my mill deck, hey? Just for the lulz.
Yes, you should.
I should?
You absolutely should.
I should put 3.
No, just 1.
I should put 3. Well, because Brewvax and Advisor.
No, just 1.
This is what I
Just
should
one.
do. I should put one, and then I should have Brewvac, and then I should have
A clone.
2 clones of Brewvac that are like Spark Double and like Sakashima of 1,000 Faces, so I could have 3 Brewvacs and a Petitioner. That'd be fantastic. Yeah. So, okay. That's a topic for another day. What we say then is honesty, upfrontedness, clarity, so you're not misrepresenting your deck when you say, I have an artifact deck or I have a dragon deck.
Well, even as we're
Important?
as we've been doing the show, I'm just kind of scrolling through the theme thing, and a lot of them are like, I don't know what the word for this is either. Are they Venn diagrams with the circles?
Yep.
And the circles cross over, like a persistent petitioner's deck is probably a mill deck, just like you said, right?
The 2 circles in the Venn diagram overlap.
Yeah,
Or nearly overlap.
like Primal Surge, probably a combo deck because it's all going to be all permanents in a Primal Surge.
Yeah. So you could look up Primal Surge theme or all permanents theme, and the Venn diagram almost overlaps. Like Shadowborn Apostles is an apostle deck, but it's also a demon tribal deck.
Yeah, and I would be willing to bet that if I busted out a Hate Bears deck and a Stacks deck, the people that I was playing against probably wouldn't differentiate between the two. They're the same deck, but different themes.
Yes. You're going to, and we're on YouTube, so we're going to say, well, actually, it's different because we know.
Yeah, we know that Hate Bears are the creatures that do the thing, and Stacks is we get it.
The emotion that it draws out of people is the same, and the word that they use to describe that emotion with regards to the kind of Magic cards that give you that emotion is the word Stacks. Yeah. You're stopping me from doing what I'm doing, or you're slowing down the game enough that the one card you put in your deck to break parity is going to win the game 58 turns from now. Right?
Exactly.
Like, that's what those 2 decks do, and the Venn diagram analogy is a good one.
And there's a couple of other ones in here that like give you more, like these 2. I have a Stompy deck. That tells you something about the deck. That's
what color do you think that the headlining card should be for Stompy?
Okay, we're gonna give everybody out there a chance to guess.
Okay.
Okay, there's your time. Ephara, God of Polis?
So give her a read.
Indestructible 6/5 God, white, blue, 2.
Okay.
As long as your devotion to white and blue, remember this is Stompy, white and blue is less than 7, not a creature. At the beginning of each upkeep, if you had another creature come into play under your control last turn, draw a card. That's the least stompiest thing I think I've ever read.
That's just drawing and pulling the wrong picture. Like, click into the page. The Stompy page, top commanders are, and maybe we're missing something. I'm not sure.
No, we're not. Who plays more Stompy than us?
I'm not sure. Here's the top Stompy commanders. I don't even know what that first one is because
John Irenicus Shattered one.
Okay.
Varolals the Scar Striped, Selvala the Mimeoplasm, the Beamtown Bullies, and Asika God of the Tree. I don't think EDH Rec knows what Stompy is.
At least their title image isn't what Stompy is. I think that might be a mistake because then we go down even more. Galta, Lazov, who copies guys, Gerard, Golgari Lichlord,
Goreclaw, there's one.
Yeah, these are all Stompy cards because they make big creatures, right?
Kresh.
Yeah. Oh, there's an oldie but a goodie, hey?
Man, I miss Kresh.
Yeah, remember the days when Kresh was a little bit of an EDH boogeyman?
Yeah.
Like in circa 2009?
And now he's just like punk ass.
Punk
right?
ass.
Like,
Yeah, I think
here.
Dana Roach has a Kresh deck.
Yeah, it probably sucks.
Yeah, hence the punk ass. Oh, man.
But I don't know. I think now that I'm looking at these and thinking about this, is theme even something you can build on it? You can conceptualize a deck around it. You can build 100 cards around a theme that you have in your mind. But is it worth going into a stranger situation in an LGS or more specifically at a Magic Fest and saying, here's the theme of my deck? Because it doesn't, in most cases, it gives you zero information unless your theme is like mass land destruction.
Oh, yeah. Ooh,
right?
yeah.
Because then you're telling them something. Because even Crab Tribal doesn't tell them anything.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't tell them that your deck is bad. It just tells them that the creatures that you play are crabs.
I think
the deck could do all kinds of shit.
Two things. Theme is the word that EDH Rec gives it. So a lot of people look at that and say, oh, that's what the word is to describe what I'm doing. Ramp is my theme. Card draw is my theme. Wheels is my theme. And there's not really that's not really a theme. When people think of theme, they think like ladies looking left tribal or something like that is a theme. But this is my Star Wars theme deck, my Lord of the Rings theme deck. That's what they think when they hear theme. And the word that EDHREC uses might not be 100% accurate. And the other thing is like, I have a card draw deck. I have a wheels deck. Yeah. There's no standardized nomenclature here where it's like wheels means exactly this. Card draw means exactly this.
Well, wheels
right?
might be because I mean.
Yeah, but wheels and card draw, what are you doing when you wheel? You're making everybody or yourself or everybody draw cards.
Yeah.
And if the wheels are like, I just draw cards and you take damage, and that's a wheel deck. It's a card draw deck and it's a wheel deck. The Venn diagram overlap is exactly one circle, right? Yeah. So the lack
What is your deck if it's a card draw deck, do you think? Like what is that deck?
Well, according to EDHREC, it's a card draw deck.
Yeah, but like what does it do, I wonder?
Makes you draw cards.
There, we did it. We devoted it. Where we demonstrated it live. If Ryan just told me that he has a card draw deck, I'm like, yeah, what the hell does it do? Well, it draws cards. Yeah, but so what?
Maybe it makes insects with the Scarab God. Maybe maybe it makes everybody draw. It's an everybody card draw deck, a wheel deck, or an everybody card draw deck, and it has Nekuzar.
Yeah.
Or what's the artifact creature that whenever I draw, everybody loses?
Psychosis Crawler.
Maybe it's an artifact Derevi Stacks deck that also plays all of the Wheel of Fortune variants because red, and it kills you through the Psychosis Crawler after you've been locked under a Stacks lock because Derevi can get artifacts back from his graveyard. What the fuck is that deck? Is it Stacks? Is it artifacts? Is it wheels? Is it card draw? Is it a burn deck?
Yes.
Does it have a goblin sub-theme?
Fuck yeah, it does.
We didn't even talk about sub-themes, which is a very important way that games of Magic are won.
And I think if you tell somebody your sub-theme, I think that gives them a little bit more information about kind of where you're going or what you're doing. Like if you say, we'll keep using Crab Tribal.
Sure.
This is my Crab Tribal deck. It's Crab Tribal themed. And they're going to go, okay, well, what the hell does that mean? And then you would say, it has a
Toughness Matters sub-theme.
There you go.
And
it's like, okay, now I know that he's going to use these crabs with their big asses to like mill me with Fenax or something.
Yes.
It gives you now you have information when you say like what the sub-themes in a deck are.
Yeah.
Now you're getting into the information. But if you just say, this is my theme, nobody's going to know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Even if you do, because you have all the information and everybody else does not.
Yeah, Lord of Tressorhorn of mine is another good example where I say, well, he's a 10-power commander, so if I give it +1/+1, I can hit you twice and you die. Oh, so it's a Voltron deck. But it can also hit you once and you die because it plays Infect. That's like a sub-theme.
So is it an Infect deck? Well, no, it's a...
No, well, I don't know. Is it?
What the hell is it?
Lots of times I win with Chandra's Ignition. I don't know. So, I don't know. What else do you got here? What... virus theme?
What even is that? Oh man, I bet you I just put a virus on this computer. No, I'll bet you that just infected me with the.
Is that an Infect deck? Because Infect is a theme.
But neither of those cards had Infect. There was only 2 commanders in the whatever that was. Now I can't find it.
Virus.
That's
kind of cool. Virus. 85 virus decks. Is virus a card?
What's the lowest one? Is Golem tokens. Golem tokens with 6 decks.
With the splicers. Yeah.
So is that a Golem tribal deck, or does it just make Golem tokens?
Is it Splicer tribal?
Has anybody done? Yeah, everybody's done that. Not everybody. But
yeah, lots of people. I've done a couple different commissions where guys have Golem decks, or they like want Golem tokens painted, or they've got Splicer tribal, or
and it's Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Is that what it always is?
That would be cool.
Or Bok from the Forgotten Realms. What's another Gollum that I know? There was one from Golden Axe that was kind of cool. He was green and really tall. You could play him as him in the fighting game. He was like Zangief, but he was.
I got this.
Frankenstein was a golem.
Yeah, he was. Mm-hmm. You could do
flesh golem.
You could do if you were a meteorologist, like Bug Doctor at FNM. Only makes bug decks. Insect decks that's the only ones. You got like six different bug decks.
That's not a meteorologist.
No. But if you were like that, but you were a meteorologist, and you wanted to do Golem tribal, and you're a meteorologist, you make a token copy of Meteor Golem, and then you just clone it a whole bunch of times with like Brewvac, and it's my Brewvac Meteor Golem Tribal Meteorite Space Themed Golem Tribal deck.
Lands are coming out for you this year.
Space lands and Meteor Golem. Is there any other space references in Magic cards?
I'm sure there are. There must be.
You
Star
can-
of Extinction.
There's a good one. That's a big meteor.
Oh, that's a
That's
fantastic
and you can
one.
play that in your Brewvac Meteor Golem Tribal Outer Space deck.
Yeah. Shivan Meteor, there's another one.
There's a meteor, yeah. Is there any you could have like the mana rocks that are stars, like Prismatic Star? That's a card, isn't it?
There's like Meteor Fragment, I think, too.
There's
Isn't there like
a meteorite shard or something?
Yeah,
It's like a mana rock.
Isn't there one that blows up a land and then it taps for mana of any color too? I think that's another one. And if there isn't,
there's
that should-
Meteor Crater.
Like that should be a
Yeah,
card.
yeah, that's a card from Plane Shift, I think.
Is it a land?
Yes.
It's a land. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
one.
yeah,
I
yeah.
have one. I definitely have one of those.
Yeah.
But there should be a little like an asteroid or something that it like
An
hits-
asteroid.
Yeah, an
Gross.
asteroid. So you got like abs on your butt, but it smashes into the earth and it destroys a forest or whatever.
Smashes into your ass and destroys it.
And then you can tap it for a mana of any color. That would be a 3-mana rock people would play.
Oh,
hey?
yeah.
Stone Rain with a rock attached to it. Oh,
That would be amazing. Yes.
Yep.
It taps for the color of land that it destroyed.
Oh, even
There it is. Yeah, and you can sacrifice it to make a treasure. Fuck yeah.
yeah. Now
Oh,
we're
why
talking.
would you do that though? Because it's a mana rock already.
I know,
But
it
it's
would
like
still be good.
cracking the meteorite open.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to like pay one, crack it open, draw a card.
Oh, man,
so
we're
it's
just-
like Mind Stone plus Command Sphere.
I love building cards live. So 3-mana rock blows up a land, taps for mana of any color that of the land that it destroyed could have produced. Every time you tap it, you put a counter on it. Then when it has 10 counters, you sack it and get 10 treasure tokens. Yeah.
Why 10? Just arbitrary 10?
Yeah.
Because that's how long games of Commander last. I think if you put 10 on it, you're encouraging people to combo with it, to tap and untap really lots. I think if it was just like 3 and you get like,
Then you only get 3.
then you get 3.
Now they have to be the same number. It has to be the same. And it should be a ridiculous number because you're mining off little pieces of the meteorite
suppose.
and selling them off to people, and then they're all walking away with their little meteor chunk and they're all happy, and then you fucking gank them and take all that treasure back. Yeah. See, that's some thematic shit.
That's a good idea. That's a good mana rock though.
Yeah,
like
that's a super
comes
good
into
mana
play,
rock.
destroys a land.
Yeah.
Probably a non-basic, and then you can
No,
tap to get
any
the color.
land.
You think?
Any fucking land.
I suppose because like
Because asteroids don't care.
asteroids don't discriminate.
Yeah.
They just get you. They just smash into whatever's in the way.
Oh yeah, they'll wreck you. Then you're a crater.
That's a good mana rock. Trademark,
Rocket.
patent pending.
Yeah, that's ours. If you see that anywhere in Magic, your boys
Also,
are getting a royalty from that.
you're welcome, Watsy.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see it in 2 years.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be in quadruple masters.
Octuple Masters.
Yeah. No, that's like 5 months from now, dude.
That's 5 months from now. $87 packs.
Oh,
They
easy.
just add $10 more every time they come out with a new Masters pack. $80 packs. Okay, so did we solve anything about themes? Did we give people anything? I guess we didn't really talk about themes at Magic Fest. I kind of we did.
I think we totally did, and I think that we've proven that if you go in thinking you're going to build on a theme, you're not really telling anybody anything, and it's kind of a
farce, isn't it?
yeah, it's kind of a gag.
Unless you gank them with your gag, your farce gag.
Yeah, spin your sock with change around. Just get them,
Gank 'em.
get them treasures back.
I think that we definitely touched on the importance of communication, which is something that we always touch on because it's always important, regardless of what you're doing, what you're talking about, what level of play or competition that you're playing at. Always important. If you're building around a theme, it doesn't really tell anybody anything. But
Unless the theme is really specific.
you know what's funny is, unless the theme is really
Sure.
specific.
Chair leg, mohawk, face tattoo. Now you got a theme.
You know what's funny is if you tell somebody your first theme and then your backup theme or your backup win condition, all of a sudden it's like, oh, now that I have 2 data points, I know what the deck does.
Yeah,
Is that all it takes? Is 2 data points?
I think it could.
I think that's a satisfactory amount as long as you're like describing what it really is. Like, don't call your Duretti Stacks deck. Don't call that like an artifact deck.
This is my artifact deck. It's been like, what kind of artifacts are you playing?
Yeah, are you Yeah, are you playing Winter Orb artifacts or are you playing like Golem Tribal? Like what is it? Which kind of artifacts? And then that's maybe 2 data points. It's my Duretti artifact stacks deck that kills you with Golem Tribal. That's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, or mirrors. Could be mirrors too.
Mirrors.
Or scarecrows. That's another.
Hey,
that's another cool
yeah.
ass. I guess you can't do that with Duretti because.
Well, lots of scarecrows are artifacts.
Well, yeah, but a lot of them have colors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Shadowmoor, they did that.
Fine.
To
This is
us.
my Brea Scarecrow deck that like has a combo wincon because game's got to end. That's 2 data points, and you're saying what the deck is and what else it is.
Yeah, how fast does the combo go? Is a question somebody would ask. You'd say, well, I can't tutor for it, so if it happens, it happens.
Yeah, it's
if
3.
it happens soon,
Yeah, it's
oops.
3 cards, and I can't tutor for it because I want to win with like scarecrows in Brea. I started playing during Shadowmoor, and that was my favorite set, so I want to do scarecrows.
Yeah.
And then my combo is like Painter Servant, so it only kills 1 person at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although
which is something that you do,
And
and
it's something that I actually do in a deck.
I think that that's a good way to hold power in check. Is if you do combo, you have to target 1 player at a time to do it, and that'll give the other players like a chance to respond.
And then you fake people out and do it to 2 people.
How do you do it to 2?
Well, you just untap the grindstone, get somebody else.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then that's like another card in the combo.
Yeah.
To be able to kill everybody,
Yeah.
which is totally okay.
Yeah, but of course, then you have to untap it again, which might require a 4th card in the combo, right?
Yes,
and you
yes,
see how
yes,
that
yes,
scales.
yes. Or if you do it on the end of player 4's turn, immediately start your turn and do it again, so that you can get 2 people. But then you're sitting nuts to the wind with your combo on the table for a whole round.
Yeah, well, of 1 person, like because everybody else is dead.
Well, yeah, sort of. You kill somebody on player 4's turn, and then like, but you'd have to have sat for it with that on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're giving 3 other people a chance to respond before you activate it, and the person who tries to get it, you get them, and then you don't necessarily like get the opportunity to immediately untap and get a second person because like, what if it's the next person in turn order that got it?
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. That's just a little aside that helps define when combos are good, I guess, because not everybody likes combos.
For the record, that's even though I do play it, and I'm going to acknowledge this, that's a poopy play pattern in my opinion, because when you have something on the table, it's like, well, I'll kill that. It's like, well, I'll kill you. Like, I'll counter it by killing you. And yes, the old Comet Storm counter spell, that's my gimmick.
Yeah.
But people don't know that I have it, right? It's like, well, you've kind of already won, but it's like, how, you know what I mean? And you're kind of playing for 3rd almost. That kind of sucks. I don't like that.
Yeah, that's the reason you don't like Aetherflux Reservoir.
Correct. And it's not because I think it's a broken card. I just think it discourages
interaction.
Yeah, because it's like, well,
I've got the kill on the table if anybody tries to do anything.
Yeah.
And then
if you try to win, I'll just kill you.
I have to have kill you at instant speed in response to you killing me at instant speed in response when I try to kill you. Like I've got to do two kills you.
Yes.
Which is very difficult.
Yeah.
And lots of times if somebody else has kill you or kill that thing in response, it's like, why would they use it? Because you're using it to kill me. Yeah. Why would Smitty kill you if I'm dying?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why would he do that?
Exactly, because it's going to make you with the Aetherflux. And it's
I die, and then he kills you anyways.
Yeah.
So it's like, then both of us are dead.
Yeah.
And then it's 1-on-1 for Smitty, and he can do Painter's Grindstone combo. So I don't know. I think that's lots of stuff to think about, and lots of things to consider when going to a Magic Fest when you're describing your deck and the power level that your deck operates at.
So for you in the nation, do you build on theme, or do you? How do you? What does
theme mean to you? What does theme even mean to anybody?
Yeah. Do you think it's a totally superfluous word that doesn't mean anything? Or is it the crux upon which you balance the deck building philosophies that you hold inside your soul and heart?
Wow. Let us know in the comments. Let us know on Twitter, CCO Podcast, CCO Brando. If you're a Patreon supporter, let us know in the Discord. Great place to chat. Great place to share theme decks.
Yeah.
Because we've got a few different deck building channels that always have lots of discussion in them.
Yeah. And memes.
And memes, baby. There are memes.
Memes. Also, if you like memes, you could check out the store that has become a meme on this show, FusionGamingOnline.com. They are your source for all your gaming needs and the official business daddies of your boys, Brando and Ryan at Commander Cookout Podcast. Check them out if you have some shit you're going to buy and you want to save 5% off it by using CCO Spring. Let them know that Their business partnership with us is super good. You know what else is super good, Ryan?
CCO Sidewalk Slam.
Yep, coming out right away. We're going to record it after this show. It's going to be out shortly after y'all hear this. Also of good things, the time that we had in Bellevue. We haven't had it yet, but we're going to soon, and it's going to be great. We're both looking forward to it, have looked forward to it, and we had a great time doing it, playing games with all of you, and we're going to talk more about that on the next episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!